Hey Beasts, before I review the new Mutants, I know this has been all over the news today and last night, but I really wanted to just give my send my heart out to Chadwick Boseman and his family. My gosh, this year has just been such like nothing should surprise us anymore because who on earth expected Chadwick Boseman to die so abruptly after fighting colon cancer for 4 years? Like, I had no idea he was sick. I'm pretty sure most people had no idea he was sick. And it's just really heartbreaking to. Honestly, if I were in charge of Black Panther 2 or the Black Panther sequel, whenever that's coming around, I would just cancel the project, assuming they haven't, like, filmed it yet, because I cannot see anyone else playing T'Challa aside from Chadwick Boseman. And I know he's done amazing work in other films as well. Like, he played Jackie Robinson in 42 way back in 2013. I still haven't seen that movie, but I think my sister did, and she has great things to say about that and his performance there too. And just what he did, that's just such like a badass move to have struggled with cancer for 4 years. But look at what he accomplished: Civil War, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, and a slew of other just amazing works. And the guy just had so much going for him. My apologies, my camera futzed out a little bit right there. My friend Jolene and I actually stopped by a Black Lives Matter rally at our school yesterday. And when I heard the news, I couldn't help but think about that and just like what Black Panther as a film did for like African American representation in Hollywood and just people from all demographics. Like, just that movie was so groundbreaking. It was the first Marvel film to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Picture, and Chadwick Boseman really made that character into what he is. And Black Panther is such a fan favorite, for Marvel fans and for cinema goers as a whole, and for a very good reason. Rest in power, my king. Wakanda forever. I'm just really, I'm sorry if I'm not articulating myself well right now. It's just, I'm asking you right now to hug someone that you love today, whether it's your parents, siblings, close family, or your friends, or your roommates, or heck, even your dog, for all I care. Just tell someone that you love them today, someone close to you, because you have no idea when you could lose that person at any moment. And yeah, I really just hope, I respect, Chadwick Boseman's wife and kids to want to, keep private right now from the news and whatnot. But yeah, my heart really goes out to them in the future. Rest in power, I think is what everyone's saying right now. So rest in peace. Yeah. Chadwick Boseman, you will be missed. So, I just saw the new Mutants, the latest film in the whole X-Men franchise. It stars Blue Hunt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Maisie Williams, Charlie Heaton, and Alice Braga and Henry Zaga, as they are the new Mutants. Blue Hunt plays Danny, who is a Native American girl who is a mutant, and she figures out that she's a mutant after her family and her reservation is wiped out by a demonic entity, and she's sent to this hospital with other young mutants and with a doctor, and the whole movie is them, like, understanding their powers, and it breaks down to, like, this really crazy, like, thriller. This poor movie was in, like, the cinematic gulag for the past, like, 3 years. I remember being really excited for this movie when it was announced right after Logan was dropped back in 2017. And yeah, I was like, ooh, the new Mutants, I'm really excited for that because Logan was a masterpiece. And it's like, I'm looking forward to seeing this. Then film got delayed from 2018 to 2019. Then the film got delayed to 2019 till 2020. And last year I had Dark Phoenix, and I was like, okay, this is the note the X-Men franchise is living on. Oh boy. And yeah, like after the trailers, I didn't want this to be the case. Like, I didn't want this. I was just predicting this. That this film would have been dead on arrival. I don't want to make any assumptions or jump to conclusions, but I'm assuming that this film went through a really bad case of studio interference-itis. And yeah, with the recent coronavirus pandemic and all the theaters being closed for most of the year, now it's just being shoved out there. And was this film dead on arrival? Yeah, I'm afraid to say this, but yes, it was. Like, there are definitely some positive things about this film. Like, the 5 mutants in this movie, like, Blue Hunt and Anya Taylor-Joy, the performances weren't bad necessarily. The characters, yeah, they're kind of one note, but like they work well together, and it's a pretty diverse cast too. I mean, I don't really care too much about like, I'm not too crazy representation movies, but you got a Native American girl, an Irish girl, a country boy, a British dude, and a Brazilian dude, and Anya Taylor-Joy playing a sassy Russian lady. Like, hey, you know I'm gonna have fun with that last part, guys. And the film's atmosphere, like, I was never bored. Like, the pacing was very quick. This film's an hour and 34 minutes. I think some of its issues would have been resolved if it had a longer runtime and maybe some more violence. But I just feel like the biggest issue with New Mutants is wasted potential. Like, this film doesn't really know what it wants to be. At times, it's like, oh, we were all expecting this movie to be a horror movie, right? But this film really doesn't. There is some like freaky imagery for sure, and some like spooky moments. But at the same time, it's like, oh, there's action scenes, especially the last act, like the final showdown at the end of the movie. That was cool. I really enjoyed watching that. But like the action scenes are few and far between. The scares are few and far between. It's like, yeah, it's a comic movie. Are comic book movies really just a genre of their own at this point? Honestly, I don't think you're unjustified in saying yes to that. But like, this film doesn't know what it wants to be, and like the characters, I think their backstories and how they got their powers in the first place seem kind of rushed, and they weren't elaborated well enough. It's like, okay, we know that this thing happened to that little mutant, but who exactly, what was really going on there? And like, since some of these characters, like, you know, Maisie Williams and Anya Taylor-Joy's character were from like Ireland and Russia, it's like, what brought them all the way over to the United States? And, you know, the doctor's looking after them is a Hispanic lady as well. So it's like, how is there like, is this like an international school, or why can't there be like multiple mutant facilities for different countries? Or it's like, there's just a lot that goes unexplained. That kind of bugged me. And again, it's like, this movie kind of just devolved into a typical young adult horror / fantasy / sci-fi flick. And New Mutants should have been more than that. Like, you know, this is like, I know the X-Men franchise is kind of dead now, and I know it's like going to be rebooted for the MCU, but it's like, why are they doing this to a once great franchise? It's like, Dark Phoenix was the nail in the coffin, and I hate to say this, but New Mutants is kind of a funeral. Again, this is not a boring movie. It's not like unbearable. I didn't find it like horrible to sit through. Like, I wasn't bored. It's just, this film just was, again, it's like the Fall Out Boy song, Dead on Arrival. That's the best way I can put it. I'm going for a 5 out of 10 stars. It's a meh film. Alright, well, thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. Have you seen New Mutants? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you disagree with me? Do you think it was actually good, or if it was bad, or did you hate it, or did you love it? Think it gets too much hate it doesn't deserve? Let me know in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel, please. Got places to be tonight. I'm like trying to keep, now that like the theaters are reopening and like I can start, you know, going to the movies on a more regular basis again, it's like, I'm trying to find a new format for reviewing movies where I'm trying to just keep these movie reviews just really straight to the point and concise. Like, maybe shorter. Like this, I got some editing to do, but this is like 9.5 minutes right now. Of course, I'm going to cut some things out. But, like, do you want me to just, like, go for shorter than that even? I guess I could do that for you guys if you think it's necessary. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and stay beastly.